Welcome to today's explainer class. We're jumping right into the fascinating science of how India's weather literally dictates the food that ends up on our dinner plates. Have you ever wondered why you eat certain grains or veggies at very specific times of the year? Well, it's not just some random tradition. It's a highly precise science driven by geography. And today, we're going to unpack exactly how that whole system works. So, here's our game plan for today. We'll start with the science of our food, then we'll unpack what I like to call the mighty monsoon engine, define the three main crop seasons, and then finish up with a quick pop quiz to test what we've learned. All right, part one, the science of our food. Why exactly does certain food grow where we live? I want you to think about what you had for lunch today. The grains, the pulses, the vegetables, whatever it was. Now ask yourself scientifically, why do those specific crops grow in your region, and maybe not in others? If you really look at a physical map of India, you quickly realize that farming isn't just, throwing some seeds in the dirt and hoping for the best. It's totally dependent on a complex mix of variables. We're talking the specific type of soil, the local climate, the terrain, and, most importantly, how much water is available. A great way to visualize this is to picture farmers transporting fresh vegetables on boats across the beautiful Dal Lake in Kashmir. Depending on those crucial factors we just talked about, soil, climate, water, farming is going to look completely different in the cool, mountainous region of Kashmir compared to, say, the hot, humid plains of Kerala. Basically, the environment completely dictates the agriculture. And that brings us to part two, the mighty monsoon engine, which acts as India's natural irrigation system. You can really just think of the Indian monsoon system as a colossal natural sprinkler network. It's this massive seasonal weather system that sweeps across the country, bringing vital rainfall to different regions at different times of the year. Without this giant natural engine doing its thing, the incredible diversity of crops we enjoy across India simply wouldn't exist. There's just no way. But here's the really crucial part. India actually experiences two main monsoons. First up, the southwest monsoon. This one rolls in from June to September and is absolutely the lifeblood for northern and central India, dumping all the water needed for their summer crops. Then, taking over from October to December, we have the northeast monsoon, which brings much-needed rainfall down to the east and south of India. It's this beautifully timed, perfectly balanced natural cycle. Because of these two very distinct periods, water availability completely shapes regional farming. Take coastal plains like Malabar and Kerala and Coromandel and Tamil Nadu. They literally hit the jackpot. They get rain from both monsoons. This double dose of rainfall means farmers down south can actually keep growing crops during the gap in between monsoons. Meanwhile, up in North India, that exact same period is bone dry. So while the south is getting soaked, North Indian farmers have to rely super heavily on stored groundwater, rivers, and canals just to keep their crops alive. And because of this wild water access, states like Tamil Nadu, West Bengal, and Andhra Pradesh can actually grow super water-hungry crops, like rice, all year long. Moving on to part three, Kharif, Rabi, and Zaid. Let's look at the actual rhythm of these seasons. This massive weather engine we've been talking about creates a very specific rhythm for farmers, divided into three main seasons, Kharif, Rabi, and Zaid. Now, a fun historical fact for you. These terms, they're actually of Arabic origin. Indian farmers have been following this exact agricultural rhythm and using these exact names all the way back since the Mughal times. It's a tried-and-true system. Let's break down the science of what grows when. First, the Kharif season. These are your monsoon crops. You sow them when it's hot and there's heavy rainfall, which is perfect for things like rice, maize, cotton, and groundnut. Then the weather shifts to the Rabi season. These are your winter crops. They like a cooler climate and need way less water. This is prime time for wheat, barley, mustard, and peas. Finally, you have the Zaid season. This is that short little summer window right between the main seasons. It's warm, and it's exactly when you'd grow refreshing stuff like watermelon, cucumber, and pumpkin. Every single crop has its perfect scientific window. All right, class, part four. It's time to put all this knowledge to the test. Let's tackle the quiz at the back of the chapter together. Okay, question one. Based on everything we just learned about the monsoon engine, why do farmers in Kerala focus on growing rice, while farmers in Punjab mostly grow wheat? And think like a scientist here. What would happen if a farmer in Punjab suddenly decided to swap and only grow rice, and the Kerala farmers switched to wheat? Well, here's the breakdown. Kerala gets slammed with high rainfall because it benefits from both the southwest and northeast monsoons. Since rice literally needs to sit in pools of water to grow, Kerala's super wet climate is an absolute match made in heaven. Punjab, on the flip side, has a distinct, cooler winter season and relies a lot more on irrigation during dry spells. Wheat is a rabi crop, remember? It loves cool weather and needs way less water than rice. So if they swapped, total disaster. The crops would fail miserably. Kerala is way too wet and warm for winter wheat, and Punjab just doesn't get enough natural rain to sustain thirsty rice paddies year-round without some massively unsustainable artificial irrigation.
Awesome. Now, for question 2, matching the agricultural terms. Can we correctly link our Arabic origin terms, Kharif, Rabi, and Zaid, to their seasonal definitions?
Let's step through the logic together. Step 1, we remember those hot, heavy monsoon rains. That obviously links to the Kharif season. Step 2, we think about the cool winter months where crops need less water. That ties perfectly to the Rabi season. And step 3, well, that just leaves the short, warm summer months in between, which matches up with the Zaid season. So, locking those in, Kharif is monsoon, Rabi is winter, and Zaid is summer. We also have a few bonus terms from the chapter to match up here. Alluvial soil is that super nutrient-rich soil deposited by rivers. Terrace farming is that brilliant method of cutting flat steps into steep hillsides to farm. And alpine soil is the thin, rough, rocky stuff you find way up in the mountains. It just goes to show, geography and agriculture are totally locked together. To wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with a bit of a provocative thought straight from our textbook. Just imagine if your specific state received less than normal monsoon rains for 2 consecutive years. Based on what we just learned about the water needs of different crops, which items would disappear from your daily meals? Seriously, how heavily does your very own dinner plate rely on the mighty Indian monsoon engine? Think about that the next time you sit down to eat. Thanks for learning with me today, class, and stay curious.